Hello again. Hope you're fine, dear lovely IELTS candidates. Well, today we're going to focus on maps and we're going to learn how to answer this question type and listening part. And first, you should remember that map questions usually appear in section 2 of the listening test, and they're similar to multiple choice or filling the blanks question types. And map questions come in two types. So they can take the form of fill in the blank questions or multiple choice questions. So as you can see, here are two types of map questions in IELTS listening test. So type 1 is fill in the blanks, and type 2 is multiple choice questions. So before talking about the traps or the tricks, you should know about the language of location. And map questions use certain vocabulary to explain where things are. And you should make sure you know these words and phrases. For example, these are a couple of phrases that you may hear a lot in map questions. At the top or at the bottom, on the left, on the right, left-hand side, right-hand side, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, opposite, across from, in front of or behind. So it is exactly the opposite. In front of, the opposite of in front of is behind. In the middle or in the center, above, below, inside, outside, just beyond, a little beyond, or just past, and next to, alongside, joined with, adjoining. They have the same meaning. Okay? Now, we will take a look at example here. As you can see, this is a map that we have in listening section, in section 2. And what we are going to do here is to fill the blanks. There are 3 questions, 12, 13, and 14. And pay attention to the question itself. You should write no more than 2 words for each answer. This is very important. So always you should read this part. If you have to write 1 word or 2 words or 3 words, all right? Now, first, we just take a look at, in the preparation time, we take a look at map. So we just take a look at the locations and the places, the name of the places. For example, it says you are here, so the directions that we're going to have is from the reception block. And right next to the reception block, there is a lake, so we should write, it is question number 13, so we predict what we are going to write. So it is a name, right? It is a name. And at the top, there are 2 locations, rare breed section and grazing area. And to the let's say, west is the name of the area for number 12. We should write the name of the area. And also for number 14, we're also going to write the name of the area. So we are going to write 3 names here. All right, what we are going to do here is we take a look at the transcript and we see what words or phrases are used that can help us answer the questions here. So we'll start with question 12 first. All right, and we know that we have to write the name of the area here. So this is the transcript. As you can see, here on our giant wall plan, we are now situated in the reception block. So we see that reception block is here. As you walk out of the main door into the park, there is a path you can follow. If you follow this route, you will immediately come into the rare breeds area. So it's a close to number 12, all right? So beware of this section, where we keep a wide variety of animals, which I shall be telling you a little more about later. Next to this, so next to the rare breeds, it's grazing area, and we are getting closer, is the large grazing area for the rare breeds. Then, so when you hear then, you're definitely sure that this is the answer for question number 12. Then further east, in the largest section of our park, is the forest area. The forest area. So we definitely know that for question number 12, we should write forest area. And beware and make sure to write correctly. The spelling should be correct. F-O-R-E-S-T, forest area. Now, we have answered number 12. South of the grazing areas, as you can see, south of the grazing area, and in fact, just next to the reception block is our experimental crop area. So we are close to number 13, all right? In the middle of the park, the circular area is our lake. Now, that's it. Here is the answer. Circular area and lake. These two small rectangular shapes here are the fish farms. This is the name. Fish farms is the correct name here. And sometimes, you see how it describes these two small shapes here. So it says two small rectangular shapes here are the fish farms. So the correct answer is fish farms, where we rear fish for sale. Now, 14. Let's see how question number 14 is answered here. To the east of those is the marsh area, which attracts a great many migrant birds. In the southeastern corner, so we definitely know that this is question number 13. Beyond the marsh is our market garden area, growing vegetables and flowers. So this is the correct answer for question number 13. Market garden. All right, that's a sample map questions in section 2 of the listening test. And there are also diagrams in the second section, section 2 of the listening test. So diagrams, they usually appear, as I said, in section 2, and they're similar to multiple choice or fill in the blanks. And also, like map questions, diagram questions come in two types. They can take the form of fill in the blank questions or a multiple choice questions. All right. Now, there are also words that we can actually have, like the same vocabulary as map questions to explain where things are. So the words or phrases we worked on map questions can be applied and can be used here. All right, for example, at the bottom, at the top, and etc. So we worked on the phrases. Now, let's take a look at sample diagram questions in section 2 of the listening test. So here is the diagram, and we are going to label. So we are going to, it is not fill in the blanks. We are going to choose the correct letter for each part. All right, and as you can see, there are some, let's say, multiple choices. Electricity indicated, on and off switch, reset button, time control, and warning indicator. And question number 11, 12, and 13 should be answered. And we should label the buttons here. And one thing which is important is we do not know the order of the labels or the buttons here. Okay, because it is not like the map, which we know where it's going to start, right? So this is a little bit tricky. So we start with listening to the transcript. So I prepared the text, the transcript here. Let's start reading it. The man starts by talking about, in the upstairs cupboard, you'll find the water heater. You'll see 3 main controls on the left at the bottom of the heater. The first one, now this is very important, the round one on the far left, round one on the far left is the most important one for the heating and hot water. Still, there is no answer. So you see that it is delayed, all right? It has not answered and it has not talked about let's say, the button here, the round one. Now, we should just wait it out and we should listen more. It's the main control switch. It's the main control switch. So it's control switch. Again, nothing more. So we should listen more. Make sure it's in the on position. The switch itself doesn't light up, but the little square below will be black if the switch is off. So we know that this is actually the synonym language here it's used, all right? It's the switch, on and off switch. So for number 11, it's on and off switch. So you see, it's a little bit challenging here because it starts with question number 11. Now, what about question number 12? What's the label for that? All right, the man continues by talking about the cupboard here, about the heater. Below the heating controls is in the middle. Now, we know that question number 12 is the middle, right? Below the heating controls, in the middle is a small round plastic button. If there isn't enough water in the pipes, sometimes the heater goes out. If this happens, you will need to press this button to reset the heater. Reset the heater. So we understand that question number 12 is about resetting. So reset button C is the correct answer. Hold it in for about 5 seconds and the heater should come on again. Now for question number 13, as you can see, it's right next to the reset button. All right, now let's listen. Let's see how it's gonna explain this part. Then there is a little square indicator under the third knob, it's right exactly under hot water. That's a kind of alarm light. It will flash if you need to reset the heater. So it's a kind of alarm light. So alarm light is the synonym language for warning indicator. So instead of saying warning indicator, instead of warning, it has used the synonym word, alarm. And indicator means light, all right? And beware of the exact language trap here, reset heater. It says it will flash if you need to reset the heater. So don't make mistake by choosing number 13 as a reset button, because we have already answered question 12 and that was reset button. Here, exact language trap is used, all right? So the correct answer for question number 13 is warning indicator. So you see that sometimes answering, let's say, diagram questions can be a little bit tricky. Answering map questions is not that much challenging because you know the route, you know the path, you know the way, and you can just follow the route or the path and you can come up with the correct answer. But answering diagrams can be a little bit tricky, as you can see here in this type of question. All right, that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this part and has been really helpful to you. For next part, I'm going to talk about section 3 of the IELTS listening test, and we are going to work on the traps and also the tricks and how to answer and how to find the answer to the questions. Until next time, enjoy your time, stay tuned, and bye-bye.